Hail now and well met, adventurers. Gather round, and let me tell you of the days of daring journeys and dark peril. Approach the table as we explore the adventurer's path. Hey adventurers, Shep here. Got a few updates for you before we dive into our game session for today. 3 of them to be exact. The first one is about some new books coming out for the Sundered Lands setting. First, the Character Builder, which is taking all of the characters from the Sundered Lands main book and taking characters from the various region settings, even the ones that aren't out yet, and some new ones because I just couldn't help myself. 39 new characters in all, plus backgrounds, ancestries, everything to build characters in the Sundered Lands setting. That book, by the time this video drops, should be out and available on DriveThru RPG. Also, a brand new book is in the works coming soon, a resource book for taverns, inns, shops, and NPCs. So if you're interested in random tables, getting some variety, making the living city in your campaign, be sure to be on the lookout for that, probably out within a week or so. So that'll also be on DriveThru RPG. As always, everything, pay what you like. Just always ask that you would leave a review, a nice rating, just to help out getting the word out there, get the materials out there. Second thing up for you, a brand new RPG review is coming out at the end of this week on Friday. Expect to see a review for one of my favorite RPGs, Pendragon. We'll be taking a look at the Pendragon core book, so be sure to tune in for that. Last thing, third thing for you today, just some play rules kind of updates. As we've been playing along, the type of character that we're playing between Rotha, Chorus, and even our NPC, who's kind of becoming a fixture of the group, Naso, all of those characters really are not the treasure hoarding kind of character. So because of that, we're going to switch over from standard kind of traditional Shadowdark level progression and things like that. And rather than milestone or anything else, we're going to move to hunter mode. So in hunter mode, you get half the level value rounded down. So those first level monsters, not going to be a great value to fight, but we're going to be able to get XP based on the things that we are fighting, which I think is going to fit with them, at least for this current campaign. Also, I mentioned in our last session, spell casting, following an example, a house rule that, as I've watched the Glass Cannon Network and them play through their Shadowdark campaign, they've made the rule that if you cast a spell, it cannot be lost for the day until it's cast once successfully at least. So it keeps you from one bad dice roll just shutting down a caster for the entire day. So you get at least one good cast. After that, it can go defunct. Another thing is a slight modification. Again, we're playing Hunter. I don't want to go full pulp, but what I do want to have is every single session, every character gets 1 luck token up to a maximum of 3. And so every session they'll add 1 back to their pool, and they'll have those available each and every session, and we'll track those on their individual character sheets. Okay, that is it for the update. And with that, let's head to the recap. Okay, in our last session, we were traveling along, and during the course of our journey, we had come to the town of Halako. As we were on our way there, we actually encountered a woman who was beside herself with grief. Apparently her husband was missing. We ended up finding out, let's check our notes here. Let me just make sure. Got her name written down. There it is. Renata Cremena. She is from Halako, a merchant's wife, and she is not sure what's happened to her husband. He was heading north trading, never returned home. She's gotten lost and ended up wandering to the east, and that's when she ran into us. And so we reassured her, brought her back to town. While in the town of Halako, also learned from the warlord over the town, who goes by the name The Widow, that She is offering a bounty for individuals who will hunt down the bandits who have been harassing all the trade coming in and out of her town. Her town is isolated on 5 of the hex sides. There's this one path out, and bandits have been attacking along that road, isolating her effectively. And so she is paying a high price for anyone who can deal with those bandits. 5 gold pieces per left ear that is brought back. So our group believes that there's an opportunity that perhaps the same thing that has befallen Renata's husband is tied in with these bandits. And so perhaps we can get a 2-for-1 here. So they traveled up through the north looking for any sign of bandits. Unfortunately, through our random encounters and things, we did not encounter any bandits along the way, and had a trip that took us all the way up to the city north to Strahan. And so that's where our group camped out. We were going to be coming back down through the region to see if we can find any sign of the bandits. And that's where we're going to pick up for this week. Looking for the bandits, trying to see if we can find any sign of her husband. Rotha has made his oath that he is going to do everything he can to find out what has happened to her husband, and if at all possible, to bring him back. So that is the oath he's sworn. Our guys also were able to participate in some new downtime activities for the downtime supplement that is out there on DriveThru RPG. Link down in the show notes. But they participated in that, which gave a great improvement to Rafa and to Naso for some damage. And Chorus, unfortunately, didn't make the same kind of progress and get his downtime done, but he did make progress towards learning some spell mastery stuff. So we got that in the works. But we're going to pick back up in Straya, and we're going to be making our way south, traveling the road, looking for the bandits. There you go. That's the recap. And now let's go to the table. Okay, let's get underway. We're starting up here in the north, and we're going to be leaving the city, and we're going to be making travel down through this region. It is difficult, so that means it's going to take twice as long. Basically, it's almost an entire day's journey just to cover this one hex. You have to navigate around and through mountains and things like that. So it's going to take a while. It's considered, oh, that's the wrong region. There we go. This one right over here. This one is still difficult. I'm going to say the risk level seemed a little high. So we're going to be traveling through here. Difficult. Still some high chance of encounters because we'll check every 2 hours, but the whole day is going to be spent here. But we're hoping for those encounters. As we talked last time, we've got a couple of set encounters. We've got a couple of potential randoms, but what I decided was we really want to see this bandit activity. So any random encounter that is not a 2 or 3 is going to give us that bandit encounter. And we'll also make a roll throughout the day. We're going to decide to travel with a caravan, and we'll even travel undercover, maybe with some cloaks, things like that, to see if we can at least hide and disguise ourselves. And so what we'll do is, in addition to the random encounters, there may be an actual chance encounter so that we can see what's going on. So we're going to begin our travel, and every couple of hours, we're going to make the check. Again, we're going to assume it's going to take a full day to travel through the hex. So our first random encounter check, 4. So we are able to pass through the beginning of the day, just kind of entering the hex, traveling along. 6 as we go through, passing the kind of about a midway point. 3 again. Now at this point, I want to check to see if we can actually get a true encounter. And so let's just make an encounter roll besides our random one, just to see if, we can, sadly, see if we can be attacked here. No. Maybe the bandits are attacking other ends of this. Maybe the whole thing's been a lie. Who knows? But we're not spotting these bandits. That's for sure. Oh, We just may have. So we have our random encounter here. Let's see what it is. Anything but a 2 or 3. We've got bandits inbound. 6. So we finally got it. We have our bandits inbound. And so with that, we're going to go into our battle positions here. So we're going to scoot the book off to the side and bring our trusty tablet over for this one. So you get the battle map over here. So we'll assume, I'm just going to make this up as I go here. Some elevation here. Wish I was a better cartographer than this. Got this. And then this is our road. Going along. So there's our road. And we'll put some trees. It's a couple scrub trees, things like that. Maybe some brush up over this way. Okay, so there's that. We'll have a wagon. What about here? Wagon traveling this way. A couple of horses there. And we'll assume it's just kind of a small wagon. There's a couple of people there. And we'll have Ratha here. Naso on this side. Course kind of tailing along this way, and maybe we'll even have another wagon right along here, just kind of traveling in the middle of all of it. Just kind of creaking along down the road, a little bump and clump as the wagons are moving. And then now, how well deployed are these guys? Oof, they're pros at this. They're not falling down the job. They're well deployed. And so we'll have, we decided as we did our adventure planning in the last session, we decided that they would have some ex-soldiers mixed in with their company, some deserters and things. So with that being the case, we're going to have a bandit actually here. We'll actually have one a good distance away. Maybe a guy, trying to do some ranged work over this way. Over here. Bandit over this way. Using this ambush spot for cover. And we'll even have a soldier over this way. So that'll give them a total of 5. That seems pretty good. Let's get a little more crowd control. We'll add another bandit. So a total of 6 in the encounter here. And what we'll see happen is our deserter, the soldier, will actually step out from cover onto the road. And he'll smugly lean forward into the space in the road. He's wearing his battered up armor, no longer wearing the tabard of his alignment for the lord that he works for. He's got this sword just propped up over his shoulder, swaggering out to the road. He's used to this activity. Good morrow, friends. I'm afraid there's a toll before going past. We're going to need all of you to simply abandon your things and just continue your journey walking, if you don't mind. We'll be taking these goods off your hands. Now, in fairness, it may seem like a harsh arrangement, but resist, and I'll take you along with your goods. So he makes his offer, and with that, our trio back here, they're ready to go. They've been waiting for this moment. They slip the hood off of their cloak, Rotha even steps over this way. Chorus locks up his crossbow, and Rotha says, I have a counter offer, friend, as he slips his shield out from behind his back, draws his sword. Surrender now. Tell me where your leader is, and perhaps we'll let you live. And so we're going to make an intimidation check, see how this goes. Not looking great here, but it's a 12 minus anything, plus anything, down it's plus anything, -1. So that's an 11. Not enough to thwart this guy and get him to a place where he's deciding that he's just ready to give in just to the first thing of resistance. Perhaps they've heard some bold claims before, and he's not afraid of this. So with that, we'll go to initiative. All right, here we go for our group. Rotha, Chorus, and Naso, as always. And so there we go. Naso getting the +2 from his, so he's there, but a +2 for Chorus as well. So we go, wrong way. Go back over here to our initiative tracker. And so we are Chorus, Naso, Rotha, and then the bad guys. Oh my goodness sakes. The bandits and the soldier are both going to be going way first. So we're going to be having on our initiative tracker here the bandits, the soldier, Chorus, Naso, and then Rotha. That's going to be the order we go in. If you're just kind of tuning in, I always do this kind of more mixed initiative in solo play, keeps things a little more dynamic than just I go, you go as an entirety. So we're going to start with that. So when we look at the bandit groups, the bandits are going to slip from out of cover, and they're going to begin taking their shots. So we've got several bandits. This one over here is not in a great position to shoot here. So this one is going to, this one here is going to take a shot over at Chorus. So will this one. This one will go at Naso. This one will go at Naso. This one will go at Rotha. So we'll start there at the very top. So we're going to get the stats up for our Shadowdark bandits. And do the little scrolly scroll. PDF copy is great. Does take a little bit of extra time, do some scrolling. There we go. So bandit with a short bow is +0 D4. So +0 for bandit number 1 there. 6, that short bow just lobs, falls short, just plinks into the ground right there, missing completely. The shot over that way at Chorus, well, when you make a 19, that's not hard to hit at all. So 4 damage. Oof, that first arrow. So Chorus is over there. Rotha and Naso. Chorus, thunk, arrow going in. 4 points of damage already on him. The second shot coming towards him, a 12 +0. Chorus has, let's see, armor class, looking real good with that breastplate and his dex mod, 16. So that's a miss on him. Now we're coming up to the ones on Naso. +0. He's got a 15 AC. 16. Well, that's going to certainly do it. Rolling D4s. 2 points of damage on Naso. Comes in just right past the chink in his armor there. Oh, an 18. Bandits doing some good work here. Oop. Get it back in there. 4. Ooh, Naso taking a pounding. So the soldier is going to come forward, and he's going to, these guys are close enough. They're going to end up charging at each other. So the soldier is going to rush up and engage here with Rotha. And so he is a +1, if I remember right. It's an 11, so he misses. And now it's finally the good guy's turn. So Chorus, he's got that crossbow, and he's going to just lock in on that guy right behind him. So he's going to turn, aim, fire. 12 plus 2, that is a 14. And a bandit is a 13. More than enough to hit. Crossbow, 5. More than enough. Bandit goes down. Thunk. And so he begins reloading that crossbow. Naso, seeing that there's an engagement over this way and sees the attack, begins running over here. So he's going to move off of that spot. And Naso is going to roll in and make sure, see if there's anything that I need to add onto his character. Okay, he's got that extra damage, extra attack. 14. Doesn't even begin to need that, though. Come on. 3 plus. He's got 2 plus 2 now because of the training he went through during his last downtime. That's 5 damage. That is enough to finish off that bandit as well. So things are starting to turn around. We come up to Rotha. I'm going to let his oath go into play. He thinks this is the first clue in getting to the merchant's wife and to find him. So he's going to actually be able to pick up his oath advantage on this. 10 and a 13. Both are going to, either one would have made a hit. So he's good there. Gets the D8. He gets a 1. However, because of his downtime training and he's got the +1 for the sword, he's a total +4. So that's 5 damage that's going to go on to Soldier Boy over here. So the soldier takes 5. Our deserter friend over here. And what are his stats? Wrong way. Find it. There we go. Soldier has 10 hit points. He's got an armor class of 14, but 10 points. We'll just put that there so we don't forget it. Okay, so that's going to bring us to the end of the first round. The bandits are going to attempt to fire again. And so, go back to our battle map. Let's see, we've got 1 on Chorus now, so we'll just go ahead and fire that one. See how it goes. 4. That's a miss. Naso, this guy re-aims, fires over this way. 6, also a miss. This one is going to have a hard time just being able to see Rotha in this scrum, so he's going to actually... He's going to actually, he's savage. He's going to attack the merchant. The guy in the wagon, he wants to shoot him. A 2. He ends up even missing the merchant in the wagon. He figured at least I could get this guy, and secure that maybe. So that doesn't work out the way they would want. Chorus reloads. He's going to fire uphill at this guy. See if we can get something going here. 18. Love that. That's a great start. Come on, we need a big hit on this one. He's going to need to get better with this crossbow. He used a lot. 3 damage. Not enough to take him out. So 3 off of that guy up there. Blink. He begins to lock and reload that crossbow up. And then Naso is going to come up. Naso is going to charge across this way towards this bandit. We'll call that within that near distance. He's got an 8. Let's see if we've got enough to hit him. Naso is +6. That's a 14. That's just enough to hit. And he's going to bring that big sword around. 5 plus. He, boom, just comes in as hack, running, almost on just like a running pass through. And he's going to hook north now and head towards that next bandit. And that brings us to Rotha. So there's only going to be 2 of them left after this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's it. Just the 2 left. Hopefully we can get the soldier down. 19. That is a great hit. We'll get his D8. 2. But again, Rotha is plus 4 damage. So that's a total of 6. So that's 11. So this whack soldier goes down as soon as Rotha draws back and swings. Soldier is down. We've got 2 of them left. The bandits have to make a morale check. They've lost over half of their number. So 10 up is what it takes. They're in it. They're apparently desperate to hold on. So we're going to need some new tactics. This one is wounded. He feels personally hurt and offended by Chorus's attack, so he's going to shoot back at him. Ooh, 16. That's going to do some stuff. So he's got that short bow. I hate rolling D4s, but there it is, a 3. It's always all or nothing with the D4, it feels like. So there you go. 7 total on Chorus. That's about the halfway point, so not great for him. He may need to use some new tactics here in just a moment. The other one now has a clear shot over at Rotha. He only rolls an 8, so that's not going to be enough to do it. Chorus feel like the battle is nearly at its completion. He's already loaded up the crossbow. He's going to move up this way into cover. Use a little bit of wisdom there, and he's going to kind of come around the corner and boom, fire his crossbow back. 10 plus 2 is 12. I think that's what we're sitting at for him. Is plus 3. 1 from his talent, 2 from his stats, so he is plus 3. So that is a total of 13. Bandit is a 13 AC, so just enough to hit. 2 more damage. That's going to put this guy down and out. And so we have 1 bandit left. Naso, having left this area, he begins to move over this way. And with that, Rotha is going to shield forward. He's not dead, so let's fix that. He's going to go shield forward, sword at the ready, coming in, and he is going to intimidate this guy one more time and order him, friend, drop your arms now or perish like all your comrades. And so he's going to make his check. I'm going to give him his advantage roll in this. He's trying to find his way in. He's trying to intimidate this guy, so he has information rather than having to track and try and trail where these guys came from. He would rather have a captive, so he's going to try it. There we go. 20 on the advantage roll. This guy instantly drops his weapons, hands behind the head, and is just taking a knee. So with that, they begin to kind of clear up the battlefield. They check on all of the merchants and traders and make sure that they kind of usher them along the way. With the battle being done and finished now, they begin to interrogate the guy, and they want to ask this bandit where he came from and everything else. We already got a natural 20 on this. This guy is ready to cave in. We're not going to make a bunch of intimidation checks or rolls. This guy clearly just wants to be left alive. And so with that, I'll clean the battle map off, and he's willing to provide information about where his hideout is, where the bandits come from, and so he's giving them all of that information. And with that, what they're going to do, they're noble people. And so because of that, what they're going to do is they're going to tie him to a tree. They're going to secure him to this space and then keep the promise that we will come back and we shall decide what to do with you at that point. And then they're going to begin trailing their way up to where this guy says the bandit camp is, not too far away. Now, if you joined me in the last session we did some adventure design, and we designed our bandit camp. And so our heroes are going to be marching up through the foothills. They'll eventually find an overgrown and worn out trail that goes up to an abandoned mine that was kind of already listed in the area here. So we're kind of combining story elements and some random hex crawl things into one thing. And so pretty fortuitous for us. So we're going to use that, and that abandoned mine, as we approach it, kind of looks like this. Just a little bit of a visual to help you kind of imagine. So there's a couple ramshackle buildings still out front. Maybe the rest of the encampment is just, it's wasted away, it's gone, and everything else. The mine petered out years ago. And so our guys are going to be heading up toward this entire area right here. So they're coming up the path this way. And as they're coming up the path, they see the two old worn out buildings. Oh, one of the things we forgot to do. Would our guys actually want to collect the bounty? Rotha would. Naso's probably not so much that kind of guy. Chorus, if it was truly evil and not a person, maybe not. But Rotha's going to take the left ear off of each one of those that they have already killed, so that he can bring back proof. Maybe he's not as interested in the bounty, but he is at least interested in the proof. So he's going to do that as they cleaned up the battlefield. As they're heading north up this way, they begin moving up the trail, and we're going to see, do they notice any movement, anything going on here? Some awareness stuff. Oh, well, Rotha's just on mission. He doesn't care. The other two, though, completely dialed in. And perhaps it's Chorus first. He had the highest result. He says, "Hold a moment, friend. Hold. I would swear I saw something move in that window there. Be alert. Be ready." And so they begin to draw weapons. They've been just kind of hiking and marching. He pauses, gets that foot in the stirrup, locks the crossbow back in. He's loaded and ready. The other two, the bastard sword in Naso's hand, two-handed grip. Rotha, sword, shield at the ready. They begin heading up the path here, and they're going to start angling themselves towards one of these buildings. And as they begin to head towards this first building right here, as soon as they begin to open up that first door, the soldier inside is going to spring an attack. And so we're going to see, what does he have available? The soldier does have a crossbow as their standard piece of equipment. So that's +1 D6. And so the soldier is going to fire at the first one through the door, which is going to be Rotha. He's usually in the lead. So that soldier is going to fire in. That's a 4, so that misses. The other one is going to fire, and of course usually brings up the back, so he's going to actually fire there. A 1. Thunk! The crossbow string snaps, and so both of the soldiers in that opening round are going to have nothing going on. But with that, our guys are going to surge forward, and so Rotha is going to rush into the room, and he is going to attack the soldier that's in there. This little ramshackle building. That is a 12 with his pluses. That is going to definitely hit. Oh, let's get it in the box. A little aggressive on the roll. Ooh, beautiful. 8 +4. We already learned soldier has 10 hit points. And so he comes in and just skewers straight through and just rakes the sword right back out as this guy collapses on the ground. Chorus is going to fire over this way, not even worrying about initiative. He's going to line up his crossbow. He sees him barely in the window, fires there, hits the sideboard, the little clapboards just below the window opening. Naso is going to hook around, rush the door, kick it in, and prepare to fight. The soldier is going to have an opportunity. He drops the broken crossbow, just casts it aside. He grabs his sword, and he's going to come in and try and swing at Naso. A 1. This guy is having the worst day ever. He comes up and he goes to swing the sword, and Naso just does a hard block and drives the sword away and just kind of disarms and flings it out of his hand. Naso is the one on point, so he's going to actually attack back. 15 with his plus is more than enough to hit. Damage is 5 plus 2 for him, and so that does 7 damage. Naso's a good guy. He's going to, as the other two work their way over this way to engage and help him cover, the moment he gets the opportunity, he's going to tell this guy, yield or die. So he is an 11. What's his charisma? Charisma's +1. So that's a 12. Let's see how the morale of this guy goes. 13. I think he's afraid of his boss more than anything else. And so he's going to not surrender at this moment. But he lost his sword. So does he grab his sword? No, he's going to try and he's going to actually dive out the window. That window he was shooting at Chorus through, he's going to dive out that, and he's going to try and make a run for the tunnels. This could be devastating for us if it works. So he's going to make a dex check, diving out. An 11. We're going to assume for, our standard bandit's sake. Let's flip to the old bandit page. Dexterity is actually +0. They're pluses to their strength. And so with that dive, he makes it out the window just barely, but makes a hard landing. So it's not a beautiful kind of movie tuck and roll and run. He kind of comes down hard and has to scramble up. But as he's scrambling, our other guys are coming through this way. Chorus sees him, draws a bead on him with the crossbow, and is going to fire. Ha! There we go. He's got a hit. We only need 3 more points of damage. Come on. 4. That'll do it. And thunk, crossbow shot directly into the back of this soldier, and he falls down over. Having just barely avoided the potential ambush, our group actually quickly rushes up, grabs this guy, Naso and Ratha both grab him kind of hands and feet and begin dragging him back. They bring him back into the house. They make sure doors are closed. Everything looks, kind of on the up and up. Ratha comes by with that dagger, just takes each one of the ears, puts them into that sack there. And our group now just pauses in one of the houses. They want to see was there anyone just inside maybe that noticed, and anyone that they need to be mindful of a rushing attack. They wait, nothing comes. And so they begin kind of skirting along, and they're going to make their way into the opening of the cave. And as they begin to approach the path up, they see just the dimmest light coming from within, not enough to radiate outward, but as their eyes are looking in, they can see there's light further ahead. There's a torch there, so they're not going to worry about their own torch. There are human residents here, so they're not able to see in the darkness either. So that's going to really help out our group. And so we're going to begin to navigate our way into the tunnel. Now, there's a trap that is here. It's an alarm trap. But the thing is, our group is going to be on the lookout. They're being cautious, but unlike in a regular Shadowdark game where you're saying, well, I'm looking, so therefore you can spot the trap. It's just a matter of disarming. In my case, since we're doing it solo and I have to switch hats between DM and player, I always want to make the players search for the trap. So even though they're cautious, it's a matter, did they notice? And so we'll make this a DC 12 intelligence check. And so let's take a look. Ratha's +1. He doesn't see it. Since he doesn't see it, the thing will be it's a simple trip line with bells on each side, kind of in the shadows, so they can't really see these dull little tiny bells, and the wire's real thin along the line. Let's just see if we trip over it. Let's say it takes a dexterity 15 to avoid it by accident. So for Rotha, 19. He actually avoids it. Naso coming in after him is a 12. No chance. He is a +0. So Naso actually, Rotha crosses just over, sword and shield at the ready. He's scanning. He sees this nook over here. He sees a tunnel going this way, the one leading ahead. He's starting to scan, just about ready to make a decision. And then suddenly Naso's foot catches the little trip line and bells jingle. And with that, that's going to alert the people in this room. And there is a man over in this room. There's this hidden passage we made over here. Plus, there is also the longer passage this way. So the trip line has been hit. And with that, our group will be present and ready, wondering what's just happened. Rotha is going to back up just a bit. And so we'll bring us down to the battle map again. So here's our cave entrance. And we'll say here's the cave off to the side. And let's see, we had kind of a little nook this way. And it goes that way. So Rotha's backed up to here. Naso's right here. Chorus hanging out right over here. The group waits. And what we're going to have happen is if we look back on our map, what we've got is a guard room. There are 2 bandits over this way. So they're going to come out kind of cautiously, armed and ready. And they're going to come out over this way. And this guy, is he going to come out through the hidden passage? Somebody's tripped the line. Since they've got ex-soldiers, they're probably more cautious. And so he'd probably use the most direct path just to see what's going on. But we'll let the Oracle decide. Is he going to come this way? It's most likely a yes, so we're going to roll with advantage. A 5 and a 20, so the 20 is a yes and. So he's not only coming through this hidden passage. No one trips this. They're all incredibly cautious. Perhaps there were some early discipline problems that were met with some pretty harsh treatment. So he's almost certain that something is up. And so he is going to come down through the hidden passage, and he's actually going to pause in this gap and watch to see what happens for a moment before he does anything. And so with that, that's going to put our soldier, he's going to be over here. The bandits, thing 1 and thing 2, are going to come. They're going to charge up this way, bows in hand, ready to take a peek at what's going on. And as soon as they roll up right here, they end up seeing our guys, and that's where we're going to crack in for initiative. So here's our crew first. Okay, Naso is definitely up in the lead there. Rotha this time. Chorus bringing up the rear on this one. Takes just a minute to do the initiative, but I still prefer the randomness of it myself. Hopefully you guys are cool with that. And then we'll go soldier and bandits. The soldier, when he's ready to go, is going to go on a 16. So the soldier is going to be right there. Bandits, because of their initiative. So we're going to be at Naso. We're going to go with the soldier. Then we go, oh, no, that's high enough. That's bandits. Then Rotha. And then chorus. Okay. Now, let's see what is going to happen. So Naso, back to our battle map, he is going to rush in this way. And he's going to try and engage that first bandit right there. Oh, got to use the Naso die. His is always this color. And oof, I don't think that's enough even for him. Naso is going to charge in with that bastard sword, do a sweep right across. The guy ducks back at the last moment, just pulling back with that bow, realizing that he's got just a brute of a soldier just rushing and attacking him. So Naso rolls in and swings. The soldier is going to hold his action. He's not sure how this is going to come out. He wants to get a play and understand what is he dealing with. Maybe get some sneak attackage in here. So bandits, the first bandit is bow is not great. So he's going to go ahead and just, even though he was kind of arrowed in, he's in melee, he's going to drop that bow, draw his short sword, and kind of come in with a swing at Naso. +0. 4 is not going to do it. The second one is going to drop back just a few feet, boing, and take a quick shot in. 6 is not going to do it either. So both of those attacks miss. Rotha is going to jump in, back up his friend, and he comes in, takes a swing at that guy. It was almost an 18. There's a 4 there, though. So with that 4, that's going to be a miss. There's no number of pluses he's going to get that's going to get him to where he needs to be there. Chorus, seeing what's going on in this space. Crossbow seems like it's a bit of a tight shot. So he's going to try and cast his smite spell. And yeah, he swings the crossbow off to the side. He reaches up, grabs hold of his holy symbol, and presses it forward. Yariv Megravas Lesutani Elenseg. And he casts the spell forward. That is a 6. He's +4 to the roll. 10, that's going to miss it by 1. We are not, he's always the one luck token down because of those spells. He's not going to spend it, but we don't lose the spell yet because we have not successfully cast it. He feels the power fizzle as it goes forward. Just the corruption of this world makes it hard for magic to work sometimes. And so the spell doesn't go off. The soldier, seeing what's going on here, seeing that there looks to be a fair engagement, he's just heard the spell cast from back over here. He's a little concerned about that. Does he break and go get help, or does he just attack? Let's make a wisdom check for him. If he passes his wisdom check, a 12 or higher, then that's going to be just significant. He feels like he knows the exact right thing to do, and so he's going to do that instead. So let's find the soldier. Soldier stats. Oops, just a little too far on our thing. There we go. Page 252. And the Shadowdark book. His wisdom is +0. So he's got to roll a 12 or higher. If he does, he's going to rush and go get some help instead of attacking. 4. No. He's man of action. It's time to go. He sees those guys. He could do the backstab, but he's worried that he heard what sounded like a spellcaster. So he's going to rush in and go that way. And he's going to try and take a swing at Chorus. A 5. Oof. That was almost a 15. So the 5 is going to miss, and that's going to bring us to the end of that round. We step back in now. Naso, back up to the top. That's a 10. Naso's got some pretty big pluses. He's got a +6, so that's a 16. He's definitely going to get the hit he needs. 5 + 2, that is enough to take out the bandit on him. Then the soldier was actually the next one up. So the ex-soldier is right there on course. So it's going to attack. And it gets, can't see. Ooh, a 17. That's definitely going to hit. Ooh. Oh, man. You know what? It's always one of the problems when you're playing solo. Sometimes you forget things like healing your character. And so he is down to 13, not doing great. So we know what he's going to have to do his next round. Bandit, the one bandit that's left, is going to attack Rafa. He rolls a 6, not enough to hit. And so with that, we get back over to Rafa, and he's going to try and take a swing. 12 with his pluses, that's more than enough. One, however, these are only bandits, and so if we look at our combat page, bandits have 4 hit points. So AC 13, 4 hit points. 1, he's plus 4 to damage now, so that's 5. So that's going to take out the bandit in front of him. Chorus has got to try and heal himself. He's going to just drop back, a half step, and this time the crossbow just kind of hangs off to the side. The holy symbol, instead of being pressed forward, he draws it in towards himself as he calls on that healing magic. Yariv kot seb megzet. Whew, thank goodness. 13, he casts the spell. He gets that off. 6-1, 7 points. So that's going to bring him back within some range of health. So he's back up again, and that brings us to the top back of that order. So that's going to bring us to Naso. Naso 6 plus 6 is not going to be able to hit. The soldier realizes he's got a new opponent. Technically, he is a solo figure, but he's been part of a group. 2 of the others are down. As he turns, he sees this. Let's make a morale check for him. 17. No, he's not afraid of this guy at all. He still believes in himself. Those were scrub bandits. Of course they went down easily. I can take care of this guy. He's already put a hurt on this weird spellcaster, so now he's going to fight back over against Naso. 13. Let's see. What is the soldier? I think the soldier is +1. Soldier stats are +2, so that is a total of 15. Naso is a 15, so just enough to hit. He's going to come in 4 damage. Naso still suffering as well. Hasn't been able to heal him. 10 out of his 15, so he's not feeling great at the moment. But that's going to bring Rotha up. His buddy comes in looking for the big hit. Come on, buddy. Bring it. 13 plus... Rotha has the +5, so definitely enough to hit. Damage. Yes! Ha ha! 8 plus 4, 12. Strikes the soldier dead. 1 shot. Whunk! Right across the shoulder, deep into the neck. Okay, the group is going to regroup. The player is going to remember this time to actually heal his party. So Chorus is going to see that Naso is injured. He's going to come up. He's cast the spell once, so this could be the failure. Got 1 luck token. Oof, he's going to spend it. Can't lose that healing spell yet. Oh, didn't help. So luck token goes down as he attempts the healing spell again. He feels there's something wrong. Something dark and oppressive obviously must be in this place. Definitely not the player's role. Couldn't be that. And so... wow, Naso's going to have to go through our excursion with only 5 hit points left. So this is going to be a rough one. He's going to have to hang back a little bit. So we're going to drag these guys kind of out of the way. We're going to left ear all of them. And now we've got to figure out which way to go. We've got this hidden passage. We've got this space over here. Yeah, Chorus saw where this guy came from. So he realizes there's something over here. So they're going to travel this way. We always go left when we can. Left is right, right is wrong. So we're going to go this way, which brings us back to the map. Our group's going to move through this hidden passage here. So we've already gone 1, 2 rounds. We'll go 1 more into there. 1 every 3 is when we make our random encounter check. 2, so we're passing through safely. He moves into this room, and it looks to be a training room. There's a torch lit in this space. There's some weapon racks, some targets, and the strange thing is they can feel air moving. And with this air movement, they realize there's a chasm, a deep darkness down this way. There's an alcove across the way, about a 8-foot jump maybe. And so they see this place. They then see the rise up that it takes as it kind of slopes up this way. And so they can go back this way. They can head back down the hidden passage. They're going to go back up this way. They have no idea how it reconnects in. So they're going to begin trudging back up, come up to the front, but that's going to bring them another movement in. And they're going to come up to the top. They see the daylight over this way, so they realize where they are. They're going to come back down. One more to go. And they're going to begin marching this way up into the passage. And they're going to realize where these guys came from. And so they find the guard room here. Perhaps they find a couple scraps of food, cards on the table, a couple tankards of ale, overturned stumps that they were using as chairs that from where they scrambled up and came to check out the noise. Brings us to 6. Random encounter time. 4, still doing good. And so now they've either got this at the back of the room. They see, a couple torches here, so still got good light. They see some steps downward, some, kind of elevation changes, just loping down to another room or back to the main tunnel. We're going to go back to the main tunnel. We're not sure what's over this way, but we're going to, we want to see the main access. No, you know what? There could be something behind us. It could be a dead end. We don't know. And as a group, you don't want to leave a potential dead end. So without knowing anything else ahead, they would begin proceeding down. They're going to head this way. And as they begin heading, Rotha is the one leading the way. He's got that chainmail on, so he's not great at stealthing. And so he's going to begin heading this way, coming in. They're going to start seeing little glimmers of light. So they leave the light here, and just as they're rounding the corner, they see some other light. Let's see if he can hear or see anything. No, he doesn't see anything. Whoever's in there, if anyone's in there, is being very quiet. And so the question is, do they hear and observe him coming down? No, they don't. As he begins to round the corner, stepping very slowly, he's in uncertain spaces. He knows his friend is injured, and he knows once Chorus has lost that connection to the magics that he's used to, that it just isn't available for the rest of the day. So with that, he comes around, and we'll see, can he observe in there without being seen? No. And so he's going to have to come the rest of the way down. And once he does, he comes into the light, and, it's dynamic. They're not literally in these spots, but he begins to see figures, but they then see him. And so that will draw us into an initiative again. The bandits are here. He's come down. Oh, we need a rogue with us or something. So here's our group's initiative. Oof. Naso is going to be way at the back, which is probably good for him at this point. So we've got Chorus is sitting at a total of 13. Naso is a 3 because of his plus, and Rotha is a 5. And in this room, we've got bandits and soldiers, so we'll go soldier, bandit. Ooh, soldier is a 16, so the soldier is definitely going first. Chorus will be going next. Then, that guy's actually last. Then Naso, then Rotha, and then the bandit. So that takes care of our initiative. Let's get to the battle map. Say goodbye. Boom, there it goes. And so now we are coming down and around this corridor. And from our map, we've got kind of a big space with a corridor going off. We got the cooking fire alcove, and we've got some barrels over this way. We got some crates. kind of piled up over here. We've got the long table there, and there's like some logs that have been split in half, and so you've got a kind of a flattish surface on each side, just kind of serving as very rough hewn benches. And let's see, where are they? Well, they're here on the map. That's not too bad a spot. Maybe this guy, this first bandit, was kind of over here, which is why when he's coming around the corner, he couldn't see him until Rotha got to this point, and he goes, "Oh, there he is!" And there's another bandit over here. He's at the cooking fire, and there's a little, kind of a little spit arm to hang things from, and the soldiers just over in this area. And we'll put Chorus here, and we'll put Naso back here. And so that's going to be where we're at. So our first, that captured it. So our first actor is the soldier. The soldier is going to rush in. He's going to rush in to engage Rotha, and he's going to attack. 5 is not going to get that done. So Soldier Boy rushes in. And next up is Chorus. Chorus is actually going to attempt a spell. Don't remember if we've used yet or not, but he's going to attempt Protection from Evil. And so he presses his medallion forward towards Naso. Yariv Vedalim To Ganosh. 19. There it goes. All right, so Naso has Provi Evil on him. Actually, Evil. And so he's got that working for him. That's good to go there. 82. So soldiers are neutral, unfortunately. The bandits are chaotic. So it will work against any bandits that face him. But not against the soldiers. And so we'll have to keep that in mind. Well, hold on. These guys are deserters, so they're not supposed to be just neutral. Let's see, have they gone chaotic or not? They've turned into bandits. I think it's very likely. So we're going to ask the Oracle, but with advantage. 14 out of 10, that's a yes. So they're all actually chaotic. So we're going to have that going on for us. So I don't forget page 201 and you're page 252. So if I have to look up stats, just keep those things in mind for myself. Okay, so Chorus casts his spell. Naso, he's not doing great, but he's got to get in there. He can't just lug along the entire time. So Naso is going to run through, and he's going to charge this first bandit over here, feeling invigorated from the spell. 12 is going to do it with all of his pluses, and damage is a 7 plus 2. So he comes in, just brings that bastard sword down, and heaves right into him, dropping this guy in one quick shot. Blammo. So that's feeling great. Next up is Rotha. Rotha has got this guy right in front of him, and that is going to be not enough to hit, so he's going to stay engaged there. Last bandit saw his buddy go down. He is going to thematically from this distance, probably doesn't have a ranged weapon on him. That just wouldn't make sense. Just saw this guy heave this bastard sword at somebody. So what he's going to do, he's actually going to just try and throw a knife at him. He's going to just whip a dagger over at that guy. He's going to be +0 with that. 7. So that's definitely going to miss. The knife wings, kind of just tumbles like this. Naso, feeling invigorated, just cling, bangs it off to the side and begins marching straight towards this guy. So that's going to bring us to the into that first round. The soldier is back up. He's engaged with Rotha. He's going to attack. He's got a 12. He is +2. That's a 14. Not enough to hit Rotha. Board and sword for the win. Blocks right off of that shield, and he pushes the thrust away. Chorus is going to come up, And Chorus will step just up into the opening there. He sees the bandit across the way. He levels the crossbow, tunk, fires. Ooh, 16. Love that. All right, come on. Give me a great shot here. Let's see this. Come on, come on. Stay in the thing. Stay in the thing. 2 damage. So the bandit is going to take 2 on that one. Okay, so Chorus goes. Naso is up and running. He's going to charge. Just stalking. Sword back for the swing. 9. We're going to have to check it. Is 9 plus 6, 15. Definitely enough to hit a bandit's 13. So this should be the end of this guy. 2 plus 2, 4. Brings a total of 6. Bandit down as Naso moves into that space. Ratha is going to attack. Ooh, 5. Oh, wait. He's fulfilling his oath. He's all about his oath right now. He's certain that these are the people he's after, and so gets that advantage. When you roll a 5 and a 4, doesn't matter. So he's going to end up missing. It'll bring us back to the top. Soldier is going to... 2 of his guys have gone down, actually. He just saw a guy with a crossbow come up and fire this way. Naso is just ripping through, just scything his way through these guys. So he's going to make a morale check real quick. 9. He actually fails it. The soldier bangs hard with his sword, and he's going to disengage, and he's going to start running this way. So he's taking off at the run. Chorus is going to have one chance, just one, to be able to move to here and to fire that way. And so he's going to come up, take a beautiful, rolls an 18, crossbow, 3 damage against the soldier, does 3 there. And we'll say, that's where Chorus actually is. So that guy is breaking and running. We'll give Ratha one chance. We'll say that Naso is going to be too cluttered past all this stuff. Ratha is going to take just a running attack at him. And if he can't take him down on this one attack, the guy's going to break and run fast enough that we're not going to be able to get him before he escapes and is able to warn for help or anything else. So Ratha runs up on him. One chance to do this. He's got to not only hit, but he's got to do enough damage to take him out. And so he's going to come in and swing. That one's not his die. We got to use a different one. Make a tour, but not helpful. An 11. Ratha is plus 5, so that's 16. That's enough to hit. D8 plus 4. We need big damage on this. 5 plus 4 is 9. And I think we already put a hit on him. 9 brings it to 12 total. Boom. Drops the soldier. The deserter goes down. And so now Ratha and the group, they begin to pull the bodies back out of the way. They kind of stack them up over this way to the front of the room. Left ear, every single one of them. And they begin looking, and they see that all of these things are pilfered goods. This whole place is full of crates and barrels that are open. Perhaps there's some water and things stored here, but there's barrels of ale and casks of wine and foodstuffs and things like that are all stacked up in here. Various maybe merchant marks and things like that. So they can tell that this is stolen provision from here. So they definitely know these bandits have been pillaging this space, and they know they're on the right track. And so with that, they're going to now try and figure out where to next. They see a tunnel out. They don't know where it goes, but still not sure, cave complexes and things. So they're going to begin following this up, bringing themselves into the hall. And as they begin coming up, now the question is, as the GM, I can see that there is a soldier across the way. Did the soldier hear all of that noise? We'll make it a DC 12. He doesn't have any bonus. See if he heard the clashing kind of ring down the hall. A 1. He definitely did not. Dice don't work for them any better than they do for me. So this guy is not aware that a battle just happened. Maybe it's, it's down angle, it's far enough away that he couldn't hear it, and he's got this canyon right behind him, so he was paying attention elsewhere. He didn't hear. So they'll begin mustering out this way as they approach into the firelight. Now this guy is aware that there are people here that don't belong to him. He can just tell by their profile, the bastard sword that is coming through, that this isn't them. So he's going to actually need to take some action. So what does he do? Does he attack? No, I think, let's check. He's not going to run. I was going to see, does he attack or does he run? No, there's a twist. He's not going to run, but he is going to retreat. So this soldier is going to retreat back across this chasm into this cave space, and he's going to try and attack from ambush. And so he's going to be laid up over this way. And with that, our group is going to come out here. They realize, again, they can see the entrance just a little bit this way. They see deeper. Again, don't know what's this way. So we're going to find our way across, and we're going to take a look down this way as we begin exploring in. But you know what? We've been going for a pretty good while now. And so I think we're going to wrap up here, actually. We've gotten a lot accomplished already, found our way into the bandit fort. We've taken on a couple of groups. Naso's not in great shape, but before we try and press in and clear it off, we're going to wrap it up for here today and hold. And when we get back with our next session, we're going to finish, hopefully, exploring and clearing out the bandit's lair. That's all for this time, though, adventurers. Take care, and we'll see you next time at the table.